Good morning, MHS. It's Friday, and welcome to the May 12th edition of The Pulse. I'm Johnea Thornbay.
And I'm Kyle Smith. Thank you so much for joining us. This week on The Pulse, we will question the student body regarding their lack of attendance in the recent student activities.
We'll then take you to South Main Street to celebrate the centennial milestone of one of Manchester's hotspots.
And finally, we'll journey a little north to Main Street to get a taste of downtown Manchester.
All this and much more coming up on this week's edition of
The Pulse. Fishing season is highly anticipated all across the country, but Manchester has found its own way to embrace it. This past Saturday, Manchester held an annual fishing derby at Salters Pond, as it reeled in the attention of many residents around town. Wilma Nation catches us up on what the splash was all about.
April 8th may have marked the opening day for fishing, but on May 6th, Manchester residents gathered at local Salters Pond to solidify the season at the annual fishing derby. Only a day before the event, Salters Pond was stocked with 350 fish, including yellow perch, rainbow trout, and various types of bass.
Get them on, get them. The trout. It's a rainbow trout.
These fish were well sought out at the derby, as the prizes for the biggest fish were offered in each age group. This Manchester tradition has been around for over 40 years now. Its high attendance and a collective passion for fishing is what makes this derby so successful.
Quiet, you see a lot of nice wildlife and stuff here. It's pretty nice, you know, it's quiet. A lot of nice fish in here too, you know, your catch.
This derby brings the Manchester community together and is always fun for everyone in attendance.
Fish is a lot of fun. A lot of skill too.
This annual fishing derby held at Salters Pond reels in a lot of Manchester community members and is fun for all ages. On location and from The Pulse, this has been Wilma Nation reporting.
Manchester's Park and Recreation Department, the sponsor of the annual fishing derby, is always trying to find some way to get residents hooked onto the town events. Please check out their website at recreation.townofmanchester.org to explore other events happening in the town.
Lucas Bulldog knows plenty of talented MHS athletes, but his classmate Lauren Packer is a standout on the field. Lucas explores what has made Lauren such a star on Manchester varsity softball team.
Only a select few can say that they have had the opportunity to represent their country in an international sports tournament, and one of these few walked the halls of Manchester High School. Lauren Packer is a junior at MHS whose passion and athleticism have led her to excel at all aspects of the game of softball. Lauren plays catcher and shortstop for the MHS varsity softball team and plays for highly competitive travel teams in the summer and the fall. Despite her strong skill set leading her to tremendous athletic success, Lauren credits her athletic prowess to an incredible work ethic.
I love softball a lot, so I try and do it as much as possible. I go to a catching coach or a hitting coach at least 1 to 2 times a week on top of my 5-day-a-week practices.
Jasmine Roman has played varsity softball with Lauren for the past 3 years and can attest to her positive attitude.
Lauren's a really positive influence on our team and to certain individuals. She's really honestly like the best type of athlete you would want on your team.
This past summer, Lauren was able to reach one of the highest possible levels of athletic achievement. She played for Team Ireland in the 2016 Softball World Championships. Lauren excelled for Ireland during the tournament, batting .367 and leading all players in stolen bases through their first few games. More importantly than her performance on the field, however, she was able to use the experience as an opportunity to grow as a player.
To see like the USA team and the Canadian team all together and see players at that caliber was amazing, and just like to watch them and to emulate them was my goal, and I think that's what I have started to achieve.
Playing for Ireland has shown how far Lauren has come, but her success comes from sheer dedication to the sport. From The Pulse, this has been Lucas Bulldog reporting.
Lauren and the rest of the varsity softball team have a few games remaining this year. Today at MHS, they play Northwest Catholic. followed by 2 more home games against South Windsor on May 16th and Ram on May 17th. I'm sure the ladies will appreciate people coming out to support them through these big games as they look to finish the season.
Beyond the white markers at the first hole, there are 6,167 yards of history that make up the Manchester Country Club. It is enjoyed by thousands of area residents each year. Patrick Doherty tees off to show us why this course has been an emerald in Manchester's crown for the last 100 years.
From weddings to golf, parties, and banquets, Manchester Country Club has officially served the Manchester community for 100 years. Originally designed by Tom Bendelow and Devereux Emmett, MCC has been around since before the Great Depression, featuring an 18-hole golf course, a cafe, and banquet hall. The Manchester Country Club is home to hundreds of members who use the facility year-round. The Country Club is home to both the boys and girls MHS golf teams, and student athletes continue to compete on the MCC course throughout the spring season.
Well, we're really thankful that we have the opportunity to play at the local country club here.
It's a beautiful course and it's pretty open, which makes it easy to play.
The course has changed in many ways since 1917, including the addition of the Waterview Cafe. Over the years, one thing has never changed.
The country club is very supportive to the girls and the guys golf team.
Our team has built a pretty strong relationship with a lot of people at the club, so it's always changing, which keeps it interesting, but it's a great course, well maintained, so I love it.
From tee to green and banquets to weddings, the Manchester Country Club serves for generations of people every single day. From the Pulse, this has been Patrick Doherty reporting.
For over a century, the Manchester Country Club has been a place for residents to enjoy and is a point of pride in our community. But what else is Manchester known for?
Our amazing local restaurant scene. This past week, 14 restaurants participated in the annual Taste of Manchester event to raise money for Manchester's Dog Owners Association. Nick Wilson has the tasty pleasure of exploring culinary delights that Manchester has to offer.
On Tuesday evening, people from all over Manchester and surrounding towns came to Main Street. Why?
Because it is awesome.
Sample things from various restaurants all in one night.
Find out about new restaurants or just be reminded about the old ones that I like.
From 5:30 to 9 p.m., these hungry customers came to taste what Manchester has to offer.
Yeah, we've had pizza, jambalaya.
This
really good food
came from 14 local restaurants from around town.
And people really seem to have fun.
Good night for coffee, huh? Yeah.
Silk City Cafe was one of these restaurants, and as a relatively new addition to Main Street, they were excited to participate.
Our shop is all about community, and the reason we even planted this place in the center of Manchester was to be a part of what's happening down here. So there was no question when it came about that we'd open our doors and let people in and be a part of whatever's going on.
Tickets were $25, and the proceeds from the event went to the Manchester Dog Owners Group, a local organization who has helped to build and maintain Manchester's community dog park. And as event organizer Bruce Lavery noted, the event also had a positive effect on the town as a whole.
Growing up, we used to go Thursday nights was Main Street. And this brings you back that same feeling.
I don't know, I love it. I love anything that gets people out and about on Main Street.
As you can see from the busy shops on Main Street, the Taste of Manchester has been a success. From the Pulse, this has been Nick Wilson reporting.
For the 8th year in a row, the Taste of Manchester attracted many residents, making for yet another successful event. I know I'll be sure to get my ticket next year.
MHS athletes work hard throughout the season to become the best player that they can be. And for a select few, this opportunity presents itself to extend that work to the next level. Chris Pagano shines some light on MHS seniors committed to take their talents to the collegiate level.
As this school year comes to an end, a handful of MHS athletes have begun to look past their high school careers and focus on taking their game to the collegiate level. This year's class of senior commits is as strong as ever, featuring an impressive 5 Division I recruits among them.
The credit needs to go to first the student athlete because these things don't happen by accident.
For track and field coach Thayer Redmond, seeing his athletes prepare for their college careers brings him a great sense of pride.
Kind of humbling. It's great that they volunteered to join our team, have worked incredibly hard, and kind of pursued a dream.
When the year ends, these future collegiate athletes get the opportunity to put their names on a plaque. This long-standing MHS tradition honors all of the MHS athletes that have brought their talents to the next level and represents all of the
hard work.
Wishing good luck to our MHS athletes in their futures in college sports. From The Pulse, this has been Chris Pagano reporting.
This year's senior class was one of the strongest recruiting classes that Manchester High School has ever seen. Congratulations to all the athletes that are continuing their athletic careers in college. You will be missed.
Speaking of missing things, have you noticed that a number of student activity events have been canceled this year? The problem? Student attendance. Events like the Sadie Hawkins Dance and Talent Show were dropped this year due to low ticket sales. Miles Hurley takes to the hallways to try to figure out what's going on.
MHS is known to put on some stellar events throughout the school year. From the homecoming dance to the senior picnic, students and staff work hard behind the scenes in order to assure that events run smoothly. However, things do not always go to plan. In recent years, the Valentine's Day dance has been canceled due to a lack of attendance. This year alone, the Sadie Hawkins Dance and the Talent Show both were canceled for the same reason. So what can be done to improve attendance at events here at MHS? I took to the hallways to see what the students had to say.
I think we could advertise a lot better. Just like more announcements and posters and stuff.
I know that if I see pictures at like a previous prom, that makes me more excited to go.
So as a senior here at MHS, have you noticed a decline in attendance at events over the past 4 years?
Yes, I've noticed a huge decline. For example, the Welcome Back dance, freshman year, it was like the best dance ever, and there were so many people, and my sophomore, junior, and senior year, it all got canceled every time.
I think bringing more good food. People enjoy food at our events.
Also, I think if things were cheaper, a lot more people would want to go, because a lot of people don't go because of money troubles and stuff.
I think that the biggest thing is just to get more things going that catch people's eye, like food bars like at the prom, there was like a Sunday bar, things like that.
At the end of the day, it's the job of the students to get out and support the school and attend events here at MHS. From The Pulse, this has been Miles Hurley reporting.
Yeah, and I know for me personally, I went to all the dances this year and they were just so much fun.
Yeah, I can't wait till next year.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Manchester. Thank you so much for joining us.
If you have any other suggestions for stories that we might have missed, email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org or visit us in the communication suite.
If you're interested about learning more about The Pulse or want to check out some other projects, visit mhstelevision.com.
Hey, if you just can't get enough for MHS News, check out our school newspaper at mhsharbinger.org.
And of course, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook at MHS Red Prod. I'm Kyle Smith.
I'm Johnea Thornton Bay.
And this has been The Pulse.